I found chunky pieces of aluminum. Oh, that front shock is butter. Alright guys, what is going on? I'm sure that is aluminum. By the sound, I gotta get a magnet and check it, but pretty sure I gotta get a magnet. Pretty sure that is aluminum. Yeah, let me get a magnet and I will tell you guys what I'm up to. Okie dokie. So, one of the people here where I stay, he does a lot of scrap metaling. So I was looking in his truck for some plastic because he gets a lot of stuff that, like appliances and whatnot that have plastic on it. And I needed a piece of plastic. This is off of a power washer for cushioning. I think I'm gonna cut maybe 8 strips of it and double them up. I don't want to put rubber because it's just too squishy, and I don't want to put thin plastic. I'd like to have nylon, but I don't have any nylon to my disposal as a vibration barrier basically. So I got that, and I think that's going to work. Either 1 layer, possibly 2 layers in between the mount and the actual fuel tank. I think we'll be okay. Now, wonderful. While I was in there digging though, looking for some plastic, I found something that is way more interesting if I'm being 100% honest. I found this. Some big, chunky pieces of aluminum. And what can I do with that? Well, I have an idea to make some brackets for a long while now, but I need thick aluminum, and I'm not gonna go buy it because I'm cheap as hell. Like, say this piece right here, once you take this off, that's a big thick piece of aluminum right there. This is a big thick piece of aluminum. This is pretty thickish. There's a thick piece in this one. Then, even after you get done with all the thick pieces, you still have some pretty thick pieces. Say I cut this off right here, boom. Now I have a nice thick plate of aluminum to make a case read. This is like perfect thickness and stuff to basically put a plate right in here on some of my other cases I have. Clean it all up, JB weld it, drill holes, screw it so I can mount you know, an adapter up to it and what have you, to make a really nice plate. I wish I had a TIG welder because I would TIG weld my own reed and everything of some sort, or my own mount, not have to JB weld it, but I don't have that, so I have to JB weld it. But I will be screwing it and tapping the actual case, so it will go through the case, but the thing is the case is so thin. So the people that do it with just screwing into the case, I don't know how they manage with how much these things can vibrate at high RPMs. I just can't imagine them being super strong, but honestly I'm gonna have to ask my buddy Kenyon on Facebook and on the channel. He does quite a few of them, and they always seem to work, so I'll get some pointers from him because I've never built one, obviously, otherwise you guys would have seen it already. And I am super intrigued with doing it. Also, when I was taking that apart, look what I found. They're just spacers, but these kind of things are so useful for so many different things. Like, remember that time when I had the motor on my red bike and I needed to build up something? This would have been perfect right there. A nice solid thick piece of metal, and it would have been a great little spacer, but also for other things. I need spacers for different things as I'm, you know, coming across different projects. They're not aluminum, as you can see, but I think that's awesome to give me a quick jump start on whatever I choose to do. So now that I've rambled on way too much in the beginning of this video already, let's get into what we are actually here for, the Purple Nightmare. Now there will be a proper montage going over the whole bike, but last night I did get it running. It was a very short-lived run, not even because of the cold, I would have dealt with that, but mostly because of other issues. So I painted the tank for Heather, and yesterday when it was up here and I was mounting everything up and, like, you know, getting the mounting correct, I dropped it accidentally and it hit a rock or something and put a big chip in the paint right here. Now this is from the gas leaking out. But you see how big the chip is? If I had painted this well, it would have scratched it, not made a big chip. The reason it chipped is, to be honest with you, this was a brand new tank before she got into the accident. Like, literally, I think it was days before she got in the accident. She had bought this with her own money and put this on her bike, but you see it was red to match all the red accents that was going on her bike. Well, since it was a brand new tank, it had the neck was a little bit bent from when I guess she hit it or hit the car or whatever. And I straightened it out and I didn't see many problems. The mounts were slightly bent, but there was no leaks that I could see, so I was like, cool. When I put it on last night, right here, I could see moisture, so I wiped it away and it peeled the paint because the paint did not adhere to the old paint properly. Because it being brand new, I just cleaned it really good, and I didn't think to scuff it. When I was doing all the paint prep, I was so concentrated on trying to get the motor right and the other pieces right that were super dirty. All I did was clean this off, and I didn't actually scuff it up and give it any tooth to grab onto. So it's my own fault that happened, but it really doesn't matter when it's all said and done, because right here, after I wiped it away, it started getting moist again. I didn't fill the tank all the way up, just enough to see if the seals were good, you know, high enough around here, and it was leaking here. It was a very small leak, but any leak is a bad leak. So no matter what, we gotta change the tank. Too cold out now to do a proper paint job, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna put a black tank on, and I'll probably maybe put the purple cap on just so it's a purple accent. Honestly, I think it might look better with a black tank. I honestly think it looks cool being purple, but I think it's too much purple. So I don't know, we'll see. You can already see the discoloration. I don't know if you could pick it up on the camera. I can. This is a lighter color here. You can almost see some of the red coming through, as opposed to like here where the actual main amount of heat is coming from, where the spark plug is. This isn't heat sensitive paint. It's not gonna last that long. It is what it is. I'm not really worried about it. I just did it so it looked pretty, but it's not gonna stay pretty for very long. You can hear the pedals, hear that noise. They need grease. So I don't know if I'll do it today. I might, we'll see. But they need to be taken off, and they need to be greased 100%. They've got quite a few miles on them. And once this is done, it's time for a test drive for real. Oh, I also got an old air filter from her old, actually I think it was her old bike, to be honest with you, that I had cut out, but the top, as you can see, the top is open. I don't really like having the top open, so I was just bringing this down to see if it fits and how well it fits, but the problem is the bottom. That's what actually hits. But if I can get away with using her other one, and not this one, because I don't like having it open on top like that. I did that because I had to make it fit where it was in the old bike to run a good air filter. So if I can get away with just trimming the bottom little nose off, these, whatever they're called, the vents, if I can get away with just trimming them off on the other one and keep the top covered, I'm gonna do that, because it's just better all the way around. I did put her old chain tensioner on last night, because it's a 4-bolt as opposed to the 2-bolt. Where the other one was, it was about here, and it was just too close to the sprocket. I don't like having it that close to the sprocket, one, and also it was only a 2-bolt, so I figured since I had to move it, I might as well put hers on. Hers is a 4-bolt that I had drilled out and upgraded to maybe M10s. I don't know, they're much half-inch. They're much bigger bolts than M6s or whatever comes in the kits, M4s, I don't even know. But I always had trouble with them stripping out because I tighten them down too much, because I want to make sure it doesn't. People say these things end up in the spokes, and yes, they can, especially if your tube is round. These are oval, so it is virtually impossible if you tighten them properly. I like to actually put some ugga-duggas into my tightening, because I am not a little wimp, and that's why I end up breaking a lot of things, and that's why I actually ended up drilling them out and putting bigger bolts in, because I couldn't get them to the tightness I wanted without them stripping. So that's what I did. I didn't check chain alignment, to be honest with you. I just put it together last night in the dark and went with it. You can see up there where the link is, it has a little twist. That's the master link, but for the most part, I hope you're getting it right. It looks straight. And on her bike, I don't know why, but I've always kept the ring, see the dish is on the inside as opposed to the outside. That's just the way every time I put a motor on her bike, it ends up being. These are not huge tires, these are 195s, I think, but it gets close. Now, I'm not worried about it touching, but it is close, and if I want to put a bigger tire on here, I would probably spin the dish around. And if I do put the 36 on, I probably will spin it regardless, because this frame doesn't have the same issue her frame did with being as close. And I know it's only like 2 millimeters, I think, when you spin the dish, somewhere around there. But that little bit makes a difference. All right, I'm gonna get this tank off and go from there. Here's the mounts during the day. These holes were drilled by them, but these pretty good. Now, I'm gonna cut the plastic to fit as a buffer between this and the tank. So I'm thinking 2 layers of this should be more than adequate. It's not really thick stuff, but for what I'm trying to do, I think it will do just fine. Okay guys, I got you're on my chest mount because I'm getting ready to take it for a test ride. Fuel is in, I only filled it up past the seam to make sure everything doesn't leak. It shouldn't leak. In my haste, well, not really haste, just last night when it's dark and cold, you could see, I don't know if you could see it, but it's slightly to the left, but oh well, it is what it is. Still should be just perfectly fine. Checking for the air filter. I got to cut that off, and that should be all I need to cut off of it. Okay, I fattened up the carburetor. Let's see how she is. Let me try to start it without choke, just to see if it's possible. Oh yeah, it is. So a little choke, it would definitely start it now. The seat is too low, but I'm leaving it. Let's get her warmed up, guys. Maiden voyage. Not really a break-in, more of a see if it breaks. What's up, guys? Got a little bit of a bobble, not sure what that is yet. That front shock is nice though. Oh wow. That front shock is butter. It's still a hardtail, but man, you don't feel that in the front at all. I wish I could mount a camera to that so I could actually see it in motion really well. It's the mirror vibrating. I think I gotta put some silicone on the mirror glass because I can hear it vibrating, and that is just no bueno. And my lapel mic is being covered by my collar. I don't have an air leak, I don't think, anymore, because it revs right down, so sounds bad. I think I gotta go up on the needle a little bit. She's probably gonna want to lower. Hey, this thing really pulls. Yeah, the glass is vibrating inside of the mirror. I definitely gotta put some silicone around it. Guys, it is cold out for not having a full face helmet right now, to be honest. Brakes are working great. If I do say so myself. Oh, this is such a nice feel, this bike. Got to take the mirror off because it's so cold out. Silicone won't. Revving up, but it's like not revving up, it's staying revved up. Oh, there's the kids. Let's go see them. I see these guys riding around all the time. Pull over. Yeah, pull over. What's up, man? Name's Johnny. What's your name? What is it? TJ. What's up, man? Johnny. Phillips. Oh, EJ. EJ. What's your name? Phillips. Philip? Yeah. I'm Johnny, nice to meet you. I just built it. I just finished it. It's a test drive. What do you guys got here? 80cc? Very nice. Why'd you do the offset? Oh, to fit. All right, guys, have fun, man, all right? If I want to bring the needle up anymore. I also think the 36 would be way better for. I think the exhaust is restricting this a lot, to be honest with you. Front shock is lovely. Guys, what do you think? I think it looks really, really good. Oh, I think there might be a small air leak somewhere. I think I'm gonna have to end up playing with it to figure that out. But I think for the most part, she is really nice. You could see the paint burning off. Discoloration in the paint. I don't know if you guys can, but I can. Between the two, I can smell it. The brakes are pretty dialed right now. They grip real good. Needs a little bit of a cleanup, but for the most part, outside of having to clean it up, let me turn it off. I don't need to idle it. Need to grease up the bearings and the pedals. I need to true the wheel, and I still got to put her tire on. I do think I need to adjust the needle and go up one. I think it is a little fat, so I'm gonna go back and do that. But the overall rake of the bike is phenomenal. The overall look is absolutely stellar. I think it looks so cool, and honestly I really like it with the black tank and just the purple cap. I think honestly the hardware would be cool purple, so it's another accent. I don't think the tank being completely purple would be too much with the big purple motor, but it's going to be all black pretty soon because it's going to be greasy, so it doesn't even matter. I did want to paint the chains purple, but I just didn't do it. But that's okay, not a big deal. All in all, man, this thing looks absolutely killer. Fellas, one had a pit bike and one had a motorized bike. The one that had the pit bike did have a motorized bike, except it was broken and he sold it, I think he said. Ready, set, go. I think the exhaust is choking this thing out a little bit. Because it revved more on my bike, but I had the MZ65 on it. This bike rides nice. It is really nice ride. Front shock is butter. I don't know if you want the seat pointed down more in the front. I think it's still up a little too high, but I don't know. What? Feet, oh, you're on the seat touching the ground, and that's down, like the ground's lower there. Yeah. Like you're up on the ground, you know what I mean? Yeah. How does it feel?
Feels good. Moves.
Moves good.
Yeah. These are wide.
They're wide, yeah, but once I started riding them, they're comfy though. Yeah. It is comfy.
Yeah, I can sit up.
You're sitting up straight. Yeah. So you see everything going on.
These were my handlebars on my
yeah.
one. Like I feel like there's. Well, I've also been riding the other one that's like this.
Right. You get used to them. But this is nice, right?
Yeah.
But the overall, just the ride, like when you're riding, how's it feel?
It's nice and smooth.
Smooth, right?
Yeah.
It's just such a nice ride and bike. Like it really came together nice. The brakes, how do you like them? Good?
Yeah.
Then you need a dual brake lever. Get rid of that one altogether and just put, so they both pull on that side. She's nice though. When it's got fenders, it's going to be real nice for everyday, all day kind of thing, but just the look of it, I think it looks cool as hell. And I think it looks better without the purple tank. But like, remember when I put the fender, like I don't know, even if we don't keep the fenders I'm going to put on here because they're metal, they might crack, which when I put them on, you got to keep an eye on them because the vibrations make them crack. But it's all we have. So once I put them on, it's going to be a lot more black. I mean, yeah, you have the tire black, but it's another piece of black. So if I make the runners purple, I think that looked cool, because then it just draws a little bit more bing, bang, bang. It's either that or paint the fenders purple and leave the runners black, but I think then it's too much purple.
Purple's only supposed to be an accent.
Right.
Not a, like,
I agree.
thing.
That's why I think the tank purple was too much, but that cap, just the cap, I think actually looks way better.
Yeah.
Here, stand back and look at it, like from the side. How you like that mirror outside of the vibration?
I just gotta fix it.
You gotta adjust it, but it's a nice mirror, right? It's sturdy.
I like it though.
Looks sick, right? I think it looks, the silver seat looks good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, looks sharp, I think. But she's ready to go. I got videos, like there's rubber over there. I got videos of a burnout. I did like 3 burnouts with it. Yeah. Okay guys, there you have it. I'm gonna cut off the fuel line now and see what goes on with that. But all in all, and I'll probably tighten the chain a little bit. All in all, guys, I am extremely excited with the way this turned out. Couldn't be happier. I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you could, make sure you hit that like button. If you could, hit the subscribe button. Even more important than the like, so you can get notified when I make videos, because I enjoy sharing them with you tremendously. Even you. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. Don't mind if you watch. I know you still are. If you could, most important, out of anything, drop me a line down in the comments section. Appreciate that a lot. Love talking to you guys, even if it's just I get to say a thank you for watching. I just enjoy that a lot. Go over to Johnny's Motorized Bicycles on Facebook. Join that. It's free. Messenger's linked. You can post pictures and videos, whatever you want. The link to that will be in the description, along with a link to everything else: TikTok, Venmo, my address to send me things, and my email address that I never check. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I am very, very happy with the way this turned out, and I hope to have some really good updates to show you soon. All right, talk to you later. Peace.